hope you're enjoying your big night in. Get ready to play You Don't Know Jack, the ride. How many of you are there? No others to play with? I'm sorry, but sometimes it's nice to have an opportunity to get to know yourself better. Is this your first time riding with us? Great to have you back. I was afraid we scared you off last time. Type your name. How gracious of you. Thanks. As you know, your buzzer is the key with the B on it. And now it's time for the best part of the ride. Remember, you're always getting closer to the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. This episode of You Don't Know Jack, the Ride is sponsored by Stuart Miller, O'Brien, O'Connor, Quinn, Newman, Husenich, James, Owens, Kaufman, Hotelling, Lindsay, Meyer, Poland, Chard, Chern, Gottlieb, and Gottlieb, attorneys at law. There's more of us than there are of you. And now, please welcome your host, Guy Towers.
All right, welcome to the, God, that is a bad haircut. You know, I'm not sure a lawyer's going to be able to help you. Well, we'll see. All right, kiddies, court is in session. Hit your buzzer. This one will be lawyers that are not too tort, not too sweet. Okay, as any first-year law student knows, a tort, T-O-R-T, case typically involves personal injury or property damage. But which of these smarmy law firms would most likely make a commercial seeking tort, T-O-R-T-E cases? Beanzer, O'Beefy, Cheese Bloom, and Enchilada, Bassett, Wormler, Bateman, and Fish, Cakes and Tort, spelled with an E, is a scrumptious pastry, usually containing nuts. And if you feel that you or a loved one was injured by the tort, you deserve a rich and creamy compensation. Hit that buzzer. This one's called A Paralegals Walk Into a Bar. Okay, for this next one, imagine that two lines of paralegals form outside a law office. All right? Great. If the paralegal lines adhere to the same properties as parallel lines, which of the following is true about the paralegals and the two lines? They don't exist on the same plane, they'll never meet, they'll form a circle, or they'll eventually intersect. Sadly enough, the parallel paralegals will never meet. This, of course, has nothing to do with geometry. Yeah, the fact is they've been issued a court order to stay an equal distance apart. You know, stalking laws. Tickle your buzzer. Let's see how much. Get ready for Lawyer's Tailgate at Judge Judy's. Coming at you. If a judge threw an ex-party party, which of the following would be able to partake of the refreshing beverages? The vice squad in their nightly bus, the bailiff and his friends, the defendants and their lawyer, or the lawyers for both sides? Ex-party is when the judge hears an argument from one side only, so either the defendants or the plaintiffs could party down. Because, you know, the last time defendants and plaintiffs mingled, it turned into a big old bar brawl. Hit that buzzer. Hungry? It's roadkill time. When you see the answer that links the pair of items on the screen, buzz in. And remember to look at all the correct answers to figure out that bonus round. All right, let's drive. Baseball great Johnny, and along back, let's see what links these two together. Men's underwear, and shortened to the point. Celebration, and the Donner blank. Blank figures and light camera blank. Person who holds on to something, an orthodontic aid. What do all the correct answers have in common? Are they all famous court cases? Illegal occupation? Legal terms? You nailed it. Rack it up. On the defendant, a winner. Okay, my friend, there's your score. Let's see what you can do to it. Hold that buzzer. Let's see how much cash you can. And for your viewing pleasure, Our Father, whose art is in heaven. Hey, you know the 10 Commandments are called the Mosaic Laws because they were like, given to Moses and everything? Which of these commandments might you expect to be part of the art world's Mosaic Laws? Thou shalt inlay glass and stone. Thou shalt not cast metals other than gold. Thou shalt paint on wet plaster, or thou shalt not sculpt thy neighbor's wife. Mosaics are made from inlaid pieces of glass or stone. I think that commandment comes right between thou shalt not make long-winded critiques of the artist's work and thou shalt not paint a canvas white and call it art. How much cash we playing for? Buzz in, find out. And your category is the question. All right, $33.91 in your pocket if you can tell me this. Which of these captivating titles does not belong to a John Grisham novel? The Partner, The Firm, The Client, or The Trial? Go for it! Excelliente! The Trial. It was actually written by the Kafka. How much will this one be worth? Hit that buzzer. The category is Party of the First Part. And away we go. Considering how justice is usually personified, what party game would she be best suited to play? Pin the tail on the donkey, I spy, quarters, or spin the bottle? Well, Justice wears a blindfold, so she'd be ready to pin the tail on the donkey. But if Justice has the intuition and skill of the American legal system, we'll be calling that donkey Stumpy Ass. All right, buzz in and set the cash value. Now, hit the... Nice, not too shabby. All right, the category on this one is Night of the Living Dead languages. Habeas corpus, ipso facto, caveat emptor, carpe diem, lassa opso, hickory f***ing dickory doc. Damn lawyers always talking in Latin. I'm sorry. If you wanted your lawyer to speak to you in one of the languages descended from Latin, what should you say? Forget business, be romantic. You're such a big, strong Mandarin. Stop being such a Hamitic. Or you'll need a strong tongue for Gaelic. Yeah, I should have known. All the smart people usually pick this one. Languages like French, Italian, Romanian, Spanish, and Portuguese, which are directly descended from Latin, are called the Romance languages. Yeah, but making law romantic is like teaching Latin to a pig.
It's me on the Adelaide.
All right, buzz in and let's see what kind of dough you're playing for. This baby's gonna be... There'd be no skid marks in front of the lawyer. Okay, you know how the guy...
Hey, guy, you gotta hear this.
Yeah?
I got a lawyer joke my uncle told me. What do you call 100 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean?
What?
A good start.
Oh.
No, wait. I got another one for you. Okay, how many lawyers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know. One?
No, it takes 3. 1 to screw it in, and 2 to argue the motion. Get it? The motion? Argue the motion?
Yeah, that's great, Schmitty. Now, will you get the fuck out of here? I gotta ask a question.
Hey, easy and great.
Okay, so who told Schmitty those lame jokes? His uncle? His friend? Well, according to Schmitty, it was his uncle.
Oh, yeah, and my uncle? He used to do this thing with his finger.
I'm not pulling your fucking finger.
Ah, come on, it's funny.
Get out of here.
Hey!
All right, smack your buzzer and let's see what dollar value. Sweet. It's time for a Dis or Dat. This Dis or Dat's category name is prenuptial agreement or restraining order. All right, listen up. I'm going to read you 7 names, and I want you to tell me if the guy got the girl of his dreams or lost his true love. You cash in for each one you get right, but you lose out for each one you get wrong or that you don't get to. You got 30 seconds to nail all 7. And we're up. Han Solo, does he get the girl or lose her? Dr. Zhivago. Dracula. Tony from Who's the Boss? Tony from I Dream of Jeannie. Great Gatsby. Lancelot. Well, you lost 2 of them, but at least you got the majority. All right, get a load of you. Let's keep going. How much cash we playing for? Buzz in, find out. This one will be Dante's Peak Performance. Here comes the questione. Suppose Dante from Clerks applies for a position as a legal clerk. If he has to talk about his clerking experience in an interview, what could he truthfully say? It was a real gas. It was a job of convenience. I draw out the best in people. Or it was a super market. For 3 years after high school, Dante worked at a convenience store. But I mean, really, what's the difference? Law, convenience stores, you're just trying to sell some overpriced crap. Poke that buzzer, let's see how much cash. And your category is... How's it hanging? All right, I've danced around this question long enough, so tell me this. What's a hung jury? A jury with big penises that all agree, a jury with big penises that make a mistake, a jury with big penises that can't agree, or a jury with big penises that are sequestered. Take it! A hung jury is a jury that can't come to an agreement. Well, maybe if they put their heads together. Hit that buzzer and let's see that cash. I need to inform you that you have the right to remain silent. Any and all wrong answers can and will be held against you. You also have the right to 1 phone call and a clue. Here's your clue. Do you know all the verses? Let's see, I'm not sure, but I think the last one has to do with Jack jumping over a candlestick or something. Good luck! Whoa, you totally rock. Of course, you got no competition.
Hey, it's Shannon. I just found a pork shoulder underneath that tree.
Well, ain't you the lucky one? Here at Aunt Shannon's Meat Pickers Farm, we grow only the freshest kinds of meat.
Hey, Aunt Shannon, I just pulled this leg of lamb out of the dead pile. It's still got wool on it and everything. everything.
Looks like someone's getting a new pair of mittens and a full belly. Bring the family and spend the day.
Aunt Shannon, I'm gonna pick my dinner right out of the cow tank.
Which one you gonna eat?
That one over there, with the big rubber band around his horns.
He's a big un. Come on down to Aunt Shannon's Meat Pickers Farm right next door to the Agrichem Lab. I hope to meet you soon.
Hey, what's the matter, Jimbo?
I couldn't afford to keep my cell phone. Now driving without being on the phone feels weird.
Have to pay attention to the road, huh?
Yeah.
Try this.
What's in the bag?
It's a cell phone substitute. Put it on.
I can't see anything with these blinders on.
No.
I see.
It also comes with a 5-year-old child.
How come horses don't have toes? Why do we pee? Who's that? Where are we going? Me.
Wow, it feels just like using my cell
Oh,
phone.
not yet. Did you have a hands-free phone?
No.
Oh, then we have the head-to-shoulder strap. Wow.
How come your head is sideways?
With my head fixed to my shoulder, an incessant noise in my ear, and my eyes distracted from the reality around me, I feel just like I'm using my car phone, but I'm not racking up any airtime.
Hey, we better get to work, buddy.
You're right.
Speed up. You can't see them, but there's some people riding on bikes just up ahead.
Then let's go.
The cell phone substitute, because you don't need technology to be a menace to society.
What's menace to sobriety mean?
I don't know how we're gonna afford Dad's funeral and serve finger sandwiches afterwards.
We were able to pay for the casket and the headstone, but now I can't afford to make a casserole for after the services.
Sound familiar? Afraid one day you'll be stuck serving cheese and crackers to a room of hungry mourners? Well, we understand your pain and embarrassment, and we're here to help. We're Azrael & Sons Funeral Homes and Pizza Parlors. I mean, let's face it, when someone dies, the rest of us eat. And at Azrael & Sons, we're here to put all your mourning and munching worries to rest. Our funeral directors have 30 years of experience in funeral arrangements, and our pizza chefs have won over 200 taste test competitions. You get the room, the casket, our 30 years of experience, and your choice of deep dish or thin crust, all for one low price. So remember, in your time of sorrow and hunger, Azrael & Sons Funeral Homes and Pizza Parlors. Azrael & Sons, you kill 'em, we'll feed 'em.
Yeah, can I get the steak without the meat?
Sorry, sir, that's not possible.
Ugh, where does a vegetarian have to go to get a decent meal around here?
Come on down to Joe's Backyard for 2 acres of vegetarian delight. For only $9.99, I'll set you out to pasture, and that includes unlimited returns to my grass buffet.
Now I don't have to stay home when my non-vegetarian friends go out to eat. I can even bring my dog.
Depending on the time of year, we've got 4-leaf clovers, dandelions, daisies, crabgrass, and of course our most popular item, good old-fashioned grass.
I'm a vegan, and I feel more comfortable knowing that my dinner wasn't cooked in the same pan as some helpless hunk of butter.
I like not having to use utensils. It's so natural.
Wow, look how green that grass is under Joe's lawn chair. My mouth is watering. Let's graze.
Hey, Joe, why is it called Joe's Backyard?
Because I'm Joe, and it's my backyard.
Tonight on Investigative Copy.
Until recently, this sleepy Ohio town was primarily known as a test market for Olestra products. Now, religious fanatics are making a pilgrimage here to witness the miraculous weeping anus.
I was just watching TV and I felt a rumbling in my gut. Tried to make it to the toilet, but whoop, there it was.
It's beautiful. I think it's a sign from God.
There are no words to describe this man's wondrous anus, blessed by our holy Savior.
But is it really a sign from God?
I've been here for 3 days, and the anus seems to weep at regular intervals, but they're almost too regular.
I actually bottled some of the tears of the anus, and quite frankly, they have no healing properties.
I'm just a guy who likes eating chips and watching TV.
The Ohio weeping anus. God's miracle or Satan's curse?
Tonight.
I must have seen Mortgage 50 times already, and I'm back for more.
I've never personally dealt with the pain of a foreclosure, but up there on stage with the singing and the dancing, Mortgage makes it seem so real.
I thought my kids' problems with ADD were something I had to hide, but it was so empowering to see that soccer mom fight.
My child doesn't listen. My child cannot sleep. Doped up on Ritalin, he always makes me weep. He cannot concentrate. He tries to masturbate.
I'd pay 15% plus 50 points to see Mortgage again.
I mean, just think about it. Pot-smoking teens, philandering husbands, mothers addicted to painkillers. It's got everything. Mortgage is the true suburbia.
It's not every day you see a couple from two different tax brackets, suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, find true love.
I love the tax assessor.
Drive the babysitter home. Will my hand begin to roam? Can't be more than sweet 16.
Don't worry, we won't be seen.
My appraisal? I give it a prime rate.
I'm just glad they left the ending open for a second mortgage.
Mortgage, the musical everyone's talking about. Playing at a community theater near you.